Hello and welcome to another Caldwell Conversation where we sit down with someone from our community and visit with them and get to know them. My name is April Hedman. I'm the Enrollment Director here at Caldwell, and I get the joy today of sitting with Rocky and Charlene Wright, parents of two of our students here at Caldwell Academy. Let's jump right in. Tell me what drew you. Tell me about your family. Tell me what drew you to Caldwell.
Well, let me start out by saying we absolutely love Caldwell. Caldwell has been such a huge blessing to our family in more ways than I can even count. But about 5 years ago, we moved back to Greensboro. Charlene and I had lived here before when we were first married, and then we moved to Raleigh for some years. We came back here, but as we were moving back to Greensboro, our kids were rising to the age of beginning school, with our daughter starting kindergarten and our son a few years behind her. So we were thinking about school already. That was in our minds. And so school was important to us, and we were thinking about where our kids would go to school, and we were really doing a lot of research and thinking about that and having a lot of conversations. And we had heard about Caldwell, and we knew about Caldwell's high standard of academics, and that was really something that was important to us for our kids' education. But I think the thing that's as important or even more important to us was knowing the biblical and Christian worldview of Caldwell and the mission to prepare students for their created purpose. And so for us, the biblical Christian worldview, we know that means that's going to shape the what and the how and the ultimate purpose of education. And so wedding those two things together for us with that Christian foundation for the quality education was very, very important to us. And that's what really ultimately drew us to Caldwell.
That's great, thank you. What would you say that you have seen as the value of this education for Evie and Weldon?
Absolutely. I think that what best kind of captures the value of a Caldwell education is just the very start of each day at Caldwell. Each day is started in prayer. All of the students are led in prayer. And then it's followed by corporate song, Soli Deo Gloria, which is Latin for only for God's glory. And that is what Caldwell was founded on, is the idea that everything we do, like 1 Corinthians 10:31 states, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. And that really captures the essence of Caldwell. A Caldwell education is founded on the belief that all truth is God's truth, and so we have to start there. And so as my kids get to sing only for God's glory every single day, and just be reminded of that throughout the day, that is truly a treasure, and one of the greatest values I can share with about a Caldwell education.
Absolutely. What would you tell someone who is maybe considering this education for their child or children? What would you want to offer up to them?
Absolutely. I think what Rocky had shared earlier, just how beautifully Caldwell weds both the spiritual formation of a child and the academic formation of a child. It incorporates all of it, not just looking at just a child and their mental capacity, but just developing them as a whole. And I think just even as we go back to that song, Soli Deo Gloria, our kids get to start Latin in 2nd grade, and it is very rigorous at Caldwell. But at the same time, it's done in order that we glorify God as we learn, as we study, as we play. It's all for God's glory.
I think about in terms of just our daily rhythms at home. You've got the education side. Our children are coming home, both of our kids, telling us about their assignments that they're having to do, some that they're excited about, some not so much, but they're working hard on them, and we can see the training that is happening in their lives, and we come alongside them and help them with their assignments and talk through those together as a family. And so we're so grateful for that, what they're being taught and how they're being taught. But then at the same time, they're coming home and they're sharing these stories of God's word and things they're learning about God, about Jesus, and about what it is to know him and worship him. And so you know, as Charlene said, when you wed those two things together, we are just super grateful for these two spheres of really important influence in our children's life, both the mind and the heart, the spiritual and the physical.
Well, we're grateful for your partnership.
We're grateful for Caldwell.
Thank you so much for being here today and sharing these thoughts. If you would like to learn more about Caldwell, I would welcome you to sign up for one of our group tours, our virtual open house events, our virtual kindergarten events. I'm also available for individual tours if any of those times and dates don't work for you. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to welcome you. Thank you for joining us.